What's going on, guys? Welcome back to your pre-market watch list here today. Thanks again for tuning in. What we're going to get ready to do is go through all of the penny stocks that have been moving so far this morning, and then touch on a few other tickers that have been pretty popular since yesterday. And at the end of the video, I will make sure to go over the S&P 500 and the Qs, which I don't believe I did yesterday. So let's get ready and get into it. So first big mover this morning is NTEC. So NTEC pre-market won an absolute run and then ended up falling into a nice down move here. So we have already shorted this down move pre-market. Was up about $1,000 on the short, got caught in the bounce a little bit, ended up taking it off, and now just up about $557 on the play. So this is going to be one of the main stocks that we follow today. We're going to be short bias on this stock overall. We do think it can go higher, but right now we're going to be watching this short bias. Now, we're okay and we would be happy with it going all the way to 10 and then being short around 10 and 11, but we're also okay with it not breaking out and then rolling over and being short. So we're willing to see it up to 10 and still be short, and then obviously just short overall. Now, part of the reason why is because if you look at this chart here on the right, okay, there's a couple reasons. This blue line right there, see that blue line? I'm going to put a level there, and then look what happens on the screen on the left. So I put my price level there. That's one resistance point at 994. That's why I said we wouldn't mind to be short at 10. All right, now look at the right screen. I'm going to go and change this to a 1 year, 1 day chart, okay? You see that blue line? Let's put a level there. Now look at the left screen. See where that level comes in? That one comes in at 1066. Another reason why we wouldn't be mind to be short in the 10s. But the question is, why did I go short pre-market at the 870 price? And mind you, I did go short. I'll show you. Not just saying it. There's a P&L. So I did go short on NTEC. Got $557 out of it. So the reason I went short at this 870 is because, well, ready? Hold on. Let me put this level here. All right, look at the left screen, right there. Boom. All right, and there might even be another one just in case. Yep. Now look at the right screen. See that red line? Let me put that level there. Look at the left screen. Boom. So there was a big resistance point starting in the 870s to the 813 prices, and that's why I started going short in that zone. And then I covered most of the short, as we came into that dip, because that is trend support on the intraday. So the way you would read this is, all right, NTEC this morning goes all the way up, runs up with nice momentum right into resistance for the first time, that long-term trending resistance. So we go short off the long-term trends, and then we fade the short down to the white line, which is the intraday support trend, and that's why we bounce there, but you can kind of see it's slightly failing that trend as we're coming back under. So regardless, we're going to be watching NTEC, both long bias and short bias, but I just know that a lot of these penny stocks do fail, so I'm usually less long bias on them and more short bias overall. So we will be watching NTEC short, but just know that the current resistance is 870. If you can break that, you might squeeze out to the 1011 price, and then that's where we would be actively short again on that stock. All right, next one coming up is going to be CRIS, C-R-I-S. So CRIS ended up breaking up again this morning pre-market. Yesterday it had a phenomenal move. We mentioned to be more long bias that stock than short bias. That was our number one long pick yesterday. And then it went through a direct offering after hours yesterday, kind of tanked, held, bounced again today. So this is actually a little interesting because normally when a penny stock in a company does a registered direct offering and they issue new shares of the market, normally the stock just ends up kind of tanking and crashing. But so far this hasn't. It kind of crashed and then it held up. So for some reason, I believe that you're going to see CRIS be more of a short stock today than it's going to be long, because this would be its 2-day run. It's not as typical to see a stock go for 2 or 3 days in a row. So we're a little overbought, obviously. So nonetheless, we're pretty much watching CRIS short bias this morning. Right now, the target on the day to the downside is this 783. So if in the event we start to break through 783, we should start to swoop down maybe more towards the 672. If the price of CRIS falls all the way down to 672, that would be our first logical reversal bounce location that we would watch for. So CRIS is going to be of, some of the candidates we watch today, but primarily short bias, okay? There was another stock that I know a lot of people are looking at, CNET. This one, bearish, probably anticipating you'll see the prices on CNET down to, say, $2.50. So we're not going to really be long bias a stock unless it came down to $2.50, and then you might get a bounce. But overall, we're still thinking bearish on CNET as well. Another stock a lot of people are seeing a lot of momentum in is QS. So this was a stock that really picked up and ran yesterday. I think this is a recent IPO, so I don't typically trade recent IPOs, but this is moving with strength, and right now it is a little overbought, you could suggest. So I'm thinking you might see a move to the long side on QS up to $88. Anything over $88 I'd be a little skeptical of. But for right now, we would suggest you're probably going to see price targets on QS more towards $88, okay? Something else I will mention just briefly is Apple, AAPL. We currently have a swing long going on Apple with a target of 130. So we've been grinding up pretty nicely. They just got some good news the other day, but overall, we're swing long Apple, looking for targets of 130 right now on Apple. And then the last thing we'll do is go over the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ. So as you guys will know if you follow and keep up with this channel, we had mentioned many weeks ago that as long as nothing crazy hits the news or happens in the market, you should pretty much anticipate that the SPY is going to go towards prices of $400, or if you like to do it in terms of thousands, it would go to 4,000. So right now we're still anticipating that the market can make it all the way up more towards the $400 price point. In order to do that, we still have to get through our trending resistance of 374. So if and when the market gets up through 374, that would be a new break point, and then we might see that momentum carry on more towards the $400 price point on the S&P 500. And it's pretty much the same exact thing for the Qs right now. If you look at the Qs are in a very, very similar formation. They have a price target of 331 to 341, and you can see on this time frame, you'll see that we're just sitting right below that trending resistance of 309, almost 310. So pretty much as soon as the Qs can get through the 310 mark, at that point we might see the momentum pick up more and take us more towards those 331s and 341 prices. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys all again for tuning in. We'll have some live trades coming up for you today at the end of today's trading session. So make sure to stay tuned in so you see those ones. Smash the thumbs up button. I cannot quite get the YouTube algorithm ever work in my favor, but maybe you guys can. So thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.